Welcome back. You're with us in Bazaar Morning Call, and it's time to boil down to the individual stocks that should be on your radar. We have our team standing by with the CNBC-TV18 list of top stocks to watch out for today. Ekta, let's kick it off with you. Sun Pharma in focus. Some US FDA troubles?
Well, yes. I expect the stock to be in the red because their Dadra facility has now received a warning letter from the US FDA. Now, the timeline is that in December of 2023, this particular plant was inspected and issued 6 observations. In April of 2024, it was classified as official action indicated, which gives you a sense that, yes, there is trouble in the facility in any case. And in June 2024, they were issued a warning letter. So, the estimates are that Dadra could contribute around $240 million in sales in FY24 to the US market. So that means it is a significant contributor to the US markets. It manufactures, it is expected to manufacture the API for Revlimid generic as well. So that would be important to note going forward. But remember that with a warning letter, what tends to happen is that production can continue. And if in case it was to get an import alert, what generally happens is that you don't get issued a warning letter before that. You straight away get an import alert. So the street is optimistic that maybe it will just be restricted to a warning letter at this point in time. But while the stock would probably be in the red today, the losses would probably be restricted simply because the street was anticipating this to happen, and large companies such as Sun Pharma and the others have now known to manage regulatory issues much better than before. So those are the 2 points which would probably work for Sun Pharma.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's go across to Hormuz. He's watching Reliance and Bharti Airtel this morning. Hormuz, good morning.
Good morning, Sonia. And actually, the telecom data that came in yesterday will keep all 3 incumbents in focus. I'll start off with Reliance because Jio was the one that saw a positive number coming in for the month of April. It added 26.8 lakh users in the month of April compared to 21.4 lakh it added in the month of March. So it's an increase on a month-on-month basis. Now, when it comes to Bharti Airtel, it is still an increase, but when you compare it to a month-on-month basis, it is a reduction because it added 7.5 lakh subscribers in April compared to 17.5 lakh that it added in the month of March. But for Vodafone Idea, the trend continues of subscriber losses. The stock has been in focus for multiple reasons, but this subscriber loss trend is not reversing as of yet. It lost another 7.5 lakh subscribers in April compared to close to 7 lakh that it lost in the month of March. So when it comes to the data, expect Reliance to react positively. Bharti may also react positively, but expect a negative reaction for Vodafone Idea.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Hormuz. Well, let's hop across to Abhishek. He's here to tell us about PNB Housing Finance and MAS Finance. Abhishek?
Well, to begin with Mass Financial, they are looking to raise funds via QIP. Sources tell CNBC-TV18 that the company is looking to raise about 400 crores, which can be upsized to about 500 crores. So the indicative size is about 1.75 crore of equity shares. Offer price is at 286 rupees per share, a steep discount of 8.35% to closing price and about 5% to SEBI floor price. Now, the BRLM are Motilal Oswal and Equirus, and calculation shows that equity dilution would be around 10.65%. Net worth will increase by more than 28%. Book value can increase by 16% to close to 125 per share. And capital adequacy ratio, now this is surprising. They are at a strong capital adequacy ratio of 24%. This can improve to about 30.5 to 31% as per my calculation. So the capital consumption in this company is only about 125-150 basis point per annum. So this capital raise has come in as a surprise. Spoke to few buy-side guys. They said the company had been looking to raise funds over the last 6 to 8 months as well. So this can impact the ROE of the lender in the near term. However, it will also reduce the cost of funds and help in net interest margin. Now, in PNB Housing, there is a block which is expected to come in. Sources do tell CNBC-TV18 that Asia Opportunities and General Atlantic Singapore Fund is looking to sell their stake. So 4.16% of equity is on offer. The price is at 773 per share, which is at a discount of 8% to yesterday's closing price. The lock-in is about 60 days post the stake sale, and offer size is about 830 crore. Now, remember that last time there was a block. It was on 28th of May when the block had taken place again by General Atlantic Singapore Fund. Back to you.
Okay, so watch out for that block deal in PNB Housing. Abhishek, thank you very much. For that, let's go across to Sonal, who's also watching out for a bunch of stocks. Sonal, which ones are these?
Well, let me start with Office Space Solutions, which is a recent listing, and they have reported their Q4 numbers, which look good. In fact, this is the first quarter where the company has seen a profit this time around. So revenues are 44%, EBITDA is up 35% to come at 65 crore rupees. This is the time when they have reported a profit of 1 crore rupees versus a loss last year of 13.7 crore rupees. If we see the last 4 financial years, it continues to be a loss for the company, but in FY24, losses have reduced to levels of 17.8 crore rupees versus 45 to 57 crore rupees that the company has seen earlier. So going with green here. For Tanfac as well, it's a positive news. They have signed a framework agreement with Japanese specialty chemicals company worth $81 million or around 675 crore rupees. This will be for a fluoro specialty or refrigerant gas to be very specific, and this will mark their expansion into this particular segment. Also watch out for Anupam Rasayan because it is the promoter there and holds around 25.8% stake in the company.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. Let's hop across to Vamakshi. She's tracking some more stocks that are in the news this morning. Vamakshi, what are you looking at?
Well, good morning, Sonia. Let me first start off with Gokuldas Exports. The company will be investing in BRFL Textiles. They will be subscribing to OCDs of the company in multiple tranches and will be making an investment of 350 odd crores. The aggregate consideration for the potential acquisition is, however, pegged at 588 crores. This investment will allow the company to integrate backwards into sourcing high quality fabric at competitive prices, which will give the company a competitive advantage over its peers. So overall bodes well for the company. Expect the stock to open higher today. But apart from that, KEI Industries, on the other hand, is expected to open lower today, and that is because its operations have been partially affected at plants which are located at Rakholi and Chinchpada, and this is mainly on account of a labor strike. However, the company is said to be in discussion with concerned laborers, and they will be resolving the issue as soon as possible. Apart from that, lastly, let's focus in on Sapphire Foods. Expect the stock to open higher today because the board has gone ahead and given its nod to a stock split in the ratio of 5 shares for every share held.
Okay, all right. Thanks a lot for that, Vamakshi. Well, let's do a quick recap then of all the top stocks we just covered for you. The ones with positive news flow include Reliance Industries, MAS Financial, Office Space Solutions, Tanfac, Gokuldas Exports, and Sapphire Foods. All of them will be reacting to positive news flow, while 4 stocks will be reacting to negative news flow overnight. Sun Pharma, Bharti Airtel, PNB Housing Finance, and KEI Industries. Well, that's about the equity market, but let's hop across to Manisha Gupta, who's joining in to tell us what's going on in the commodity space. Morning, Manisha.
Morning, and thank you for that, Nigel. Well, China keeping its lending rates unchanged as expected is something that has boosted the markets right now. So I'll start talking about crude oil prices first, because we've seen support continue into this one. 85 is holding. It's at 7-week highs. There are also escalating tensions in East Europe, Middle East, and then all the international agencies, whether it's OPEC, IEA, EIA, have predicted firm global demand growth going forward. And then we're also into a season where Atlantic season sees storms, and the first tropical storm by the name of Alberto is bringing a lot of coastal flooding across South U.S. coast, and that is Gulf of Mexico as well. And that premium also will start building into prices. Good gains continuing in case of metals as well, where copper is off its 2-month lows, and we've seen prices continue to gain up because of concerns of availability of ore, smelter output cut in China, operational setbacks in Chile. So all of those factors have been supportive for metals as well.
Okay, all right, got it, Manisha. Thanks very much for that. Alberto, I'm always fascinated with the way they name these storms. Okay, but Manisha, before we let you go back home, here there was an increase in MSP on a range of commodities yesterday. Just take us through that and how the market may interpret it.
Oh, well, yes, there are 14 crops for which the Kharif MSP for 2024-25 has been announced. When you look at the MSP hike range, it is between 1.4% to 12.7% on the higher side. Paddy, which is the most popular of all, has seen more than 5% of increase in MSP. But the max increase clearly seems to be coming in for these core cereals and millets, where there is a lot of push from the government. Pulses has been a bit of a concern because there the inflation has been higher, and import for many of these pulses is duty-free right now. So we've seen 6 to 8% of an increase in MSP there as well. In case of edible oil, it has been a moderate 5 to 7% increase. But when it comes to cotton, it is nearly 7% of an increase. And, the biggest increase really comes in for something like a sesame or a Niger seed, where we have seen price increase of around 11 to 13% increase there.
Okay, thanks a lot, Manisha, for that. And lots of updates on what's happening in the world of commodities. Let's take a quick commercial break on that note. On the other side of the break, Dipan Mehta of Elixir Equities will be with us to talk about some fundamental stock analysis. Stay tuned.